Hello guys, today's video is a little bit special. I want to talk about the current challenges faced by solo PvE content creators and why SBI is killing these creators. In Albion Online, PvE content mainly falls into a few categories. The first is gathering, second is dungeons, the third is trekking, and the fourth involves open world elite mobs. Gathering can be further divided into three main areas: the Black Zone, Avalon, and the Mists. Dungeons include green dungeons, blue dungeons, static dungeons, and Avalonian chests. Trekking has two types of mob, the quarry one and the artifact one. As for elite mobs, these include artifact creatures found in the mists and crystal spiders, which now seems to be referred to as crystal creatures, appearing in both the mists and the open world and the Avalon. It seems like there's a lot of content to do right, but when you take a closer look, you'll realize that the amount of meaningful content has actually been shrinking. From a content creator's perspective, making videos about Black Zone gathering usually requires finding high-tier resources or rare enchanted materials. In Avalon, it's mostly about soloing things like aspects or dual sword mobs. In the Mists, it's about finding high-tier maps and gathering rare resources. Among these, soloing aspects yields the best viewership and rewards, followed by high-tier gathering in the Black Zone and Mists. However, due to SBI's recently update, solo these aspects or dual sword mobs is no longer as easy as it used to be. Some tier 7 or tier 8 mobs are now impossible to solo. Yeah, you can still make it by using 8.4, but that doesn't make any sense. As for dungeons, everyone knows that green dungeons are basically trash in terms of rewards. Even wearing 8.4 gear, a solo player can barely complete a tier 5 blue dungeon, and the profit is still terrible. Static dungeons are in the same boat, poor rewards and not very solo friendly. The only one that's worth doing right now is the tier 6 and tier 8 chests in Road of Avalon. Trekking is the content that SBI has added recently. The profit is decent, but the drop rate for artifact is awful. It might be better to just farm quarry mobs. As for elite mobs, the drop rate for crystal creatures was nerfed, despite their spawn rate being increased in a previous patch. That change really hurts solo players. I would like to do a high profit crystal spider like maybe 1 month at a time. I don't want to see a lot of crystal spiders laying on the ground, but nobody wants to do it. And let's talk about the artifact creatures in Mists. They are rare and they are worth to solo it, but you can not always find it, so it's not a reliable farming target. In conclusion, while it seems like there are 10 different types of content to explore, due to the recent changes and the profits, less than half of them are still viable for solo content creators now. Some people might still say, well, you can still make videos, there's still plenty of content. But that brings us to the biggest issue, inflation. Let's calculate just how hard it is to maintain a monthly premium right now. Currently, 1 month of premium costs around 13 million silver. So how much fixed income do I have each month? I have 4 laborers houses providing about 200k silver per day, so that's 6 million per month. I also do farming, which brings in around 200k to 300k daily. Over 30 days, that's roughly 7 million. Then there are the free monthly chests and mounts, worth about 2 to 3 million. Altogether, I get about 15 to 16 million silver per month. This means I need to make at least 15 million silver just to cover my premium. Let's say I do stable tier 6 gathering in Black Zone. That gives around 800k per 30 minutes, which means I need to spend about 20 hours per month gathering just to make up the rest of silver for premium. Most of you and me are students or office workers, only able to play Albion after school or work. So this means you have to spend 20 days a month doing the same thing repeatedly without dying or losing gear, just to afford your premium. Doesn't that seem a little bit weird? As premium price and gear costs rise, but income doesn't increase accordingly, I can't comfortably create experimental or risky content like I used to do. I could have tens of millions extra silver to try out new ideas or high-risk content. But now, just to maintain the premium, I have no choice but to wear basic tier 6 gears to run Avalonian chests, doing tracking, or just gathering. Many people leave contents asking why I don't use tier 8 gathering gear, because tier 8 gear is just too expensive now. It's about 1 million when you're wearing your helmet, your shoes, and your jackets. If I die once, I must spend a lot of time making up for that loss. The same logic applies to wearing 2 million silver gear to hunt aspects in Avalon. Many aspects can't even be soloed anymore, so why should I risk bringing expensive gear? Another big problem is SBI's recently changes. I understand that MMORPGs are designed to be played together. I used to play together before, but some people prefer solo content, and even though group players sometimes want to do some solo content. And I know that SBI wants to steer certain contents toward group play, things like added mobs healing or nerfing crystal creatures are examples of these shifts. But can there be some compromise? For example, just increasing the health of elite mobs could be enough. That way, high-skilled and high-specs player can solo large aspects, because that's something you should only be able to do after putting in a lot of effort and skill, not something a newbie can just do with the same gear. But what SBI do now is to decline any solo player to do this content, just allow group player to do this. That is a little bit too far, in my opinion, just in my opinion. So this is the situation what I bumped into right now. I know I make a few videos in these days, not just because I start to work, but also Albion has a lot of changes that makes me can't do the same content before. I do tier 8 aspect before, I do tier 8 crystal spider before, and I enjoy doing that. And I know audience wants to watch something that is crazy or that is they can't do. So SBI is restricting these contents to group players. I have to admit that this is really hard for me. I don't know what I can make right now. So if you check my previous my recently video, it's about 2,500% profit, or like no more gathering in Black Zone, or just a tier 6 gathering. That's all because I don't want to use high tier gear And another reason is I feel less entertainment compared to the old time, like 2 years or 1 year ago, because the stress of premium really makes me feel disgusting. So what am I doing now is I'll try to do some maybe crafting or refining so I can make more silver and I have more money to do risky thing, and also I can keep my premium at the same time. So this video just want to share my feel about the Albion and about the solo PvE content and currently risk or dangerous that I meet. And maybe you guys can have some idea to tell me how I can do or how I can change these situations. You can all leave your comment below. I know it's a little upset to talk about this before we are almost 3K subs. This should be a happy thing, but I really feel some stress, so I decided to make this video to talk to you guys. And that's it. I'll still make Albion video, but I have to think about it. What should I do? And everything about the future. So hope you enjoy this video, and I will do other contents next time. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.